Like that's extremely hard for me. Like actually celebrating something important, because for me, a big part of it, I just want to get to that financial independence, financial independence, financial independence.
I don't have any issue with the message here, and I just want to note it at 1% battery and attempting to video. A little reckless, huh? Yeah, a little reckless. Oh, I like the K for the Kelichi Woo. I don't know what that's about. Great intro. I guess I can subscribe, and that represents a form of support and care. What are you not going to say for that? No, 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 no. See, just handling and moving around. I'll have a station appear to be playing, and it'll be in my hand or something, the phone. And I'm listening. I'm aware it's changed channels. I'm aware. In fact, let me take it to the red line. No one other than me can possibly um, sympathize with the amount of chaos that is at the wall here, everywhere. Where you get the oncoming chaos out of every nook and cranny. Man, I live in there. I understand it. It's where most of the basis of what I understand my mentality to express its best ability. Why does that feel important to say? I'm currently, well, since this birthday's change of dates, and I honestly think it has more to do with the two numbers lining back up in my age. I don't want to guess any further than that. I could be wrong. I could, but ultimately, in this, what I'm going to tell you or share, this is like there's a mind test challenge coming directly from whatever influence Mercury is to me. And with all the hubbub of what maybe these planets or gods represent, of all of them, there's not really another one than Mercury, which myself and it would be on some similar ground. You don't want to be Zeus? No, not the Zeus. You don't got some. What about a Jupiter? You mean merging the two with a? No, we're not doing that. It doesn't work either. That has a short term effect. We know that one. We made that one up. We combined Zeus and Poseidon just to see what we get. Oh, it's wild. It's wild. But no, there's not any other. Maybe Vulcan. If I take the advice another Virgo with a birthday behind mine would share with some of her sharing. But I got her birthday too, and the Virgos are weird. I don't feel it's Virgo as much. I actually feel like a Leo more, but I do have very heavy Virgo things going on. Very mind, mind. Communication, crazy, all kinds of communicating. The abilities is all kinds of, but they rein them back into some fucking something everyone can know and something else, and then sex, of course. Yeah, you do. You got a lot of activity and hardcore sixth house shit going on, but it doesn't. It may have a point of being Virgo and belief of that in the beginning phase. It ultimately ends up being aligned with Leo, I say. So I'm listening to this and I'm trying to convey this weird message to myself and go through it at the same time. And that is fucking Mercury, dude. That is what Mercury is. It will both challenge you, fuck you up with the challenge it brings to you, help you celebrate and exit the same fucking thing, never missing a drop. It will partake in every stage of this process to get you through the process if it is the thing. Mercury's got to get in there and be there ability you don't get out anywhere else. You calling messenger don't have going into and out of fucking underworld go on with no other form of archetype than Mercury. Period. And this change in mind or ability to communicate that is coming with this age, post the last year's struggles and such, is one that is translating a lot of the misunderstood understandings previously barriered. Like I've tried to communicate and not be able to get the point across, no matter what I attempted to use to try to do it. But setting upon that path that was blocked, there has been a release of block by a by pushing through. There's been a made a way through, which is not always the case. Sometimes there's still work going on in areas that are not resolved to just cease, and don't try to push in that area. That I like to uniformly expand outwards, not really just giving up any area because it's not responding correct. There's a semblance of a spherical and circular expanse from the middle that finds some areas just aren't enjoyed and not particularly cared for, which is fine. That's noted. It doesn't allow one to just not push forward in that area. It still has a need to make the perfect circle. Requires going through this area where one may not find it so pleasing. You know the feeling. You should know. It shouldn't be that difficult of a concept to get across. And thus it's not. Now, how that translates though, there is a gift that I do have in communicating this in a more upper level way, but I'm having to go through a different sort of process to get that achievement into use. And what's cool about it, and it's not as dumb or silly, and I'm going to say it, it's it's a good feeling to be able to share it as a gift and to know you're having this problem, setback, whatever it is, noticing that it's common for everyone to have something of the sort at the right time and stage that one should, and knowing what it is for me and being well involved already is key for me. I know the multiplicity of the situation is different. It's not always communication. Now, for me to get where I need to be placed for myself requires I do this. And a lot of previous research or, you know, searching out has led to this same dilemma. And this dilemma is common to everyone. So it's not common for everyone to have the ability to translate or communicate. It's needed by everyone, though, to actually do it. So the areas differentiated into the forces or sourced out well springs of the soul. You want to use that term? I like it. I like it in this case because I can see a seven-headed fountain spewing water of life that's immortal. Maybe it's seven-headed because there's different flavors of the water. I don't fucking know. It's all coming. It's all got the power, but there seems to be different flavors of this water, of life, or whatever wellspring source that is here. And it wasn't even known until this moment of expressing it. That's the sort of beauty of this thing. That is. What do you? It is. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's something to one. On one hand, it's like something that we know. I've heard of this wellspring of life or something like that before. I've not personally been there. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there's a concept that is known. I know it. You know it. You've heard it. I've heard it. And now there's a new experience of it in my personal life. What it is, what its differences actually are, and what its role is in the perceivable future is now got placed. Like it's now I see, because by doing this, it creates a pathway that is necessary for flow that will occur and be vital to the growth that one is bringing and wishes to experience in the world. You got to be here to experience it, so you got to make it through, and the effort you have in that time you endure its adversities, which will come. They're not stopping. There's no rest here, but it is participating in something in a real, almost causal form. It's very different, very something else, but it's new, and it does have a very heavy role in other people, the role that they want to play, the role they don't want to, their disengagement, and then the advancement with all the appropriate pieces from there. Because it's ultimately my journey is my journey. You know, the work to do to make this part of it what will be seeded, planted for what is the purpose of it is already now the planted. It's been planted. It's done. It's not there's no stopping it. It can't be stopped. It's nonstop. So in a lot of ways there was a disjointed connection between that point in time and the area one was plowing through, for lack of a better way to say it. It just seemed like so much more effort was required and it was not being lifted at all. Not at all. No fucking. If you pushed to make it harder, there was a perception of an awareness pushing back. It's not anything other than spirit realm. What occupies that? Well, in this case, it would be my spirit realm of my spirit, giving me shit to cause me to respond and become aware. It's not just respond. It's not like just clay that's just responding because I push, so it counter push. No, it's a full spectrum sort of that, because it's not just, there is more attributed features to this than any other thing in my reality up until this point. It would be the closest to higher self or God one could wish or hope for, or even have any sense of, if I'm perfectly honest with the implications. The implications are massively, but it's pretty close to having a sense of something invisibly there, but not oppressively haunting, possessing. It's more of a guide, and you don't really get a guide to appear and break the veil and manifest, but it's like the feeling of something there so much close to that without the adversity of actually an entity fucking fighting you and telling you to stop or don't you go no further, buddy. It's like maybe one grows that out of their experience, and then maybe they occupy it by transferring their conscious from their dead body husk to that. That's an interesting nugget. What if that's the case? Fucking so be it. That's great. That's interesting. I'll be it. Whoa. Whoa. Well, that's loud. So I guess that's as far as I'd like to go with 1% battery. I'm always pushing the limits. So at least with this one, I know when to stop. Do you? I learned today.